backers, man.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but I like it too much. It has to be a crime. Why?
Yeah, dude, that thing gets in your head. It's like a little worm. It just sets up camp in there. Um, yeah. So it is the special Monday why edition of Midday Repartee, where we ask really important or maybe really stupid questions. It all
Yeah,
depends on what kind of mood we're in, I guess.
where we ask the important questions.
What kind of mood are you in, Sam?
I'm in a very good mood. I launched my campaign on the 69. I'm at 63%.
All right, dude, that's fantastic. I don't know. I think I was backer 12, maybe. Not sure. Something like that.
Are you looking for a confirmation?
No, no, no. I don't expect you to have all your backers memorized. No, I wasn't looking for a confirmation. You know. But
Yeah,
yeah, man.
I am the Rain Man
the,
of CG. I know all backers' number. No. Gotta watch
why,
Jeopardy.
why, why,
Gotta
why,
watch
why?
Jeopardy. Gotta watch Jeopardy today. Can't miss Jeopardy.
Yeah, dude, you know the kind of support you're going to get from your network of people. It was I had a blast on launch day with you. It was fun hanging out.
It was a freaking blast. It was fun, especially that, dude. Guys. If you guys missed it, the Raw 10 people, if you missed this, you have to go see that stream because
what I was
took his
talking
shirt
about was
off.
so no, that is not why, because it was so entertaining and insightful. That's what you mean to say. I know it.
He took his shirt off as soon as we reached the 20 back. It was 20 backer, was it? 20th, yeah.
20 backers.
And we
that
had
was a
Brian
bit foolish on
taking
my
his
part.
shirt
I
off.
should have. Well, you know, in my mind, I'm like, no, nobody cares about that. So I should have set it. I should have set it at 30 at least or something.
Dude,
20
I said,
backers. And then
I said
Brian
it-
Christgau just like, what? Fucking nudist colony motherfucker. He doesn't care.
I said
Didn't
that
give a
if we
damn.
reached 20K quickly, right, between the end of the first month, I was gonna buy myself a kilt and do a jig. Somebody's like, no, you need to twerk. I'm like, that doesn't go well with a kilt when you wear it the right way.
Dun, dun, dun. That's right.
You don't. Last thing you want to do is twerk, right?
Saying hello to some folks in the chat. Great to have you
Man.
guys here. Thanks, Gargoyle, for dropping links.
Hello and good day.
Yes. Dropping those Tales from the Napverse links, man. That's so cool. How does it feel to have a campaign live again? Does it just get your juices flowing?
It's kind of weird. It's like I forget that it's live sometimes. Like I forget that I have a live campaign on because I'm still in mode of like I just completed Blood Hunt and I just have like a few like drawings to send, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm like, what I feel is kind of weird is the scare part is out, but it's a different beast. The second campaign,
Sure.
like you're not scared of failure, or you're not worried that you're not gonna make it or something. It's not the same type of worry. You just want to do good, right? But you're still a bit anxious of the project. But I don't know. It's just I don't know, more fun. Maybe it has to do
Good.
with that launch day too. But it's freaking fun.
Yeah,
I
launch
was a
days are
nervous
something
wreck.
else, man. Yeah,
In the
it's a
first
lot
one,
of
it was
fun.
a nervous wreck. This one is like it's just fun.
Dude, I gotta tell you, Fresher Luke yesterday, just out of the blue, decided to do a closeout stream for Forsaken Gods.
Mm-hmm.
Like no planning, didn't let any of us know. You know, would have been happy. I did pop on for a little bit, but he had no plan. It was random chaos. But I'm starting to figure out the Aussies kind of like this is how they kind of operate. Just like winging a prayer, no plan, fuck it, and it seems to go well. Like,
But that's how I do it too.
yeah, see, I feel like I need to start adopting this more often because I put in too
Dude,
much effort. I
when
think I
you
put in too much effort and it
you remember
backfires.
when you used to do those oral presentation in school? The principle is practice, and if you stress about reproducing or saying exactly what you've read, you'll
Yeah.
fuck up, right? Just trust in yourself that you know your shit,
Yeah,
that you have your main line said, and just wing it. And usually that's where you'll do your best work. Because you're
Yeah.
reading the crowd, right? You're reading people, you're reading off people, you're bouncing off
Sure.
people instead of trying to always be rigid, be like water.
Be like water. You always know a Bruce Lee fan because they always want to be like water.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Can you give me access to the chat too? Because right now it's just private chat since you
Oh,
locked it like
sorry
last time.
about that. Yeah, I had that set up for
Dictionary.
correct. Yes, I turned it on.
Thank you.
Hopefully, it takes effect.
Yep.
Um,
Thank you.
cool. Sorry about that.
So hello everyone.
Those damn cheaters, man. Got to keep an eye on them.
Yeah. Did I nail it or didn't I not nailed it? I think I should have came up with the badge of a champion on that one.
You did really. I think it's clear that like you understand the ins and outs of Pictionary a little bit better than some of the other. You were literally phonetically
Sinatra. Yeah.
like figuring out how to get people to get there. You almost had it, man.
I got
That was
it, dude.
probably. You did. Did you get it?
Yeah. So somebody
Yeah.
guessed it at the last minute, going, and somebody in the chat had it like Sinatra. I'm like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking
And I
brilliant,
still
dude.
didn't know who the fuck he was. I went to check his channel though.
See, and it didn't matter because ultimately it doesn't matter if you know what it is or not. All you have to do is try and get people to say the word. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's your objective. It was fun. I really enjoyed that show. We're
Yeah, I
gonna
can't
do
wait to
that
do it
shit.
again.
Yeah, we're gonna do that again.
Like I remember how I felt when you sent me that Finatra on the first one, crowdfunding campaign. I'm like, oh fuck me. I'm like, you were being a dick on that. I was like, this is hard to fucking illustrate, right? But I had it in my head, crowdfunding, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, when you sent me the last one, I'm like, the first reaction, I was like, I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about. You sent me like two hints, still didn't know who the fuck you were talking about.
I guess. I guess it's just a matter of like what channels you watch and where you're plugged in. But like, I guess I overestimated how many people knew who Sinatra was just because of the Oxmall mix that he did with
Mm-hmm.
Cecil. Like, it was so huge. I just, I don't know. Maybe I need to like work with some other people to come up with the words next time. It felt like they were maybe a little too tough, but maybe
Nah,
maybe I'll
it's
just need to get better at Pictionary.
it's
Would be
also
my
part of the
advice.
goddamn game. It's also
Yeah,
part of the goddamn game. Like, look, I proved it. I didn't know who the fuck Finatra was. Did I get it? Yeah.
exactly. Because you understood. Look, it doesn't matter if I know. I just need to break it down into Lord
Mm-hmm.
Finatra. How do I get people to mentally go there? That's it,
Yeah.
and that's the fun of it. I think if you do it a little more often, it becomes easier.
Like, I can do
Uh,
the Lord. I can do the Fin. How the fuck do I do Sinatra? And I'm like,
yeah,
hold on. Sin. Got it. Act raw.
it was so cool, dude. And it
Egyptian
is,
god.
it's tougher playing Pictionary over. This is something I'm not sure how to really deal with it, but like obviously if you're in the same room with a group of people, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of gesturing and like things that go on with Pictionary that don't
It's
necessarily doesn't translate when we're doing it the way we're doing it. So it did make it more challenging that way.
it, it's always been one of my favorite freaking games. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased.
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
um, so are you familiar with this book, Simulacra and Simulation? Um, is
Nope.
a book that was it was in featured prominently in the Matrix. It was a book. I think they made the whole cast read it before even you know taking on their roles because it was such an integral part of the Matrix idea. Uh, this thing is it's a really cool book, and I what's interesting to me is the official definition for simulacrum is basically a slight, unreal, or superficial likeness or semblance, an
Mm-hmm.
effigy, image, or representation. This is basically just a simulate. You can equate it to a simulation. But the funny thing is that universities, like at the college level or a philosophical level, that's
Mm-hmm.
not at all the definition.
It's like a false version of yourself, like a false representation. You project something that you're not into something else.
Like I understand people won't be able to see this. All I wanted to show here is that, and I'll bring this up in a way we can all read it. in a second. But this is I'm on the site for Purdue right now. I just want to show that real quickly.
Something that replaces reality with its representation. See, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
So that this definition is on Purdue University's website in a roundabout way. So I'm going to bring up. Let's bring this up. Um, and this again, if you look at the dictionary definition of this word, it's very simple. Basically, it's just a representation, a false representation, a simulation. Very simple. But if you go to university and learn about it, uh, it's and this guy that wrote the book, Baudrillard, defines it this way: simulation is no longer that of a territory, a referential being, or a substance. It is a generation by models of a real without origin or reality, a hyperreal. It is no longer a question of imitation, nor duplication, nor even parody. It is a question of substituting the
Mm-hmm.
signs of the real for the real. So, what it's saying is,
It's
in essence, that the representations have become more real than the real for people.
that's what I was going to say. It's one of the things that we discussed in university was the idea of like HD, 4K, and then this, right? It's like
Right.
right now you're watching TV, watching HD, which is higher resolution that your eyes are actually perceiving the real world, meaning that is more pleasant, meaning that you are more interested into watching movies now, escaping into digital worlds than actually going outside because resolution outside is shit.
Right. Right. I mean,
Bringing it down to the core, yes, yeah, that's what it
yeah.
is.
And it's like, everything that's going on in the world right now, everything that's happening
Yeah,
is
people.
really, it really is a simulacrum. We live in a simulacrum because if baseline reality is like, if you throw a rock at me and hit me in the head with it, it's going to hurt. It's going to cause
Look,
harm, right? That's baseline reality.
I
But go ahead.
I was gonna say I could use it as far as using it as the example of like fake life on social media. Everybody's
Yes,
living their life on social media, saying, "Look how my life
exactly.
is great. The stars, the
Right.
this, the that." You only have this to compare your life to, right? So you kind of gauge it upon it to see if you're happy, and this is what becomes real life, and that it's like what we're seeing right now. It's that people are forgetting what's actually part of the real life or history and just live in their own fantasy world, believing that there's still like there's still racism and everything. It's still the big problem, like it was in 1956 or something. It's a weird detachment syndrome,
Yeah.
real world
And
detachment syndrome.
I don't know. I think it kind of, in some ways, it helps, at least me a little bit, to understand that everything going on is really layers of simulation, and it's built on. You're talking about when you talk about human reality right now in the world we live in. These are just layers of ideas, right? You've got governments at play, you've got economies working. They're all human ideas and systems that are invented, created, fine-tuned, but it really doesn't have anything to do with baseline reality. We engage it because that's what we're raised into. We're taught to believe that a $20 bill has this value, right? But it really is. It's not based on anything except an idea.
Yeah,
There's no
I
real basis for it.
I I kind of see it a bit like like an evolution of the Peter Pan syndrome. People
Hmm.
that refuse to grow up, right, face reality, that real life, that they still live in that little fantasy version of the world that they hope idealistically type of
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And
Hmm.
it's when you are able to when you're able to get people to engage screens, to really define their realities for them, when they're getting their sense of what reality is from something like a screen, uh, man, you want to talk about a disconnect with actual reality. And this is what I think, you know, in a way, Matrix was kind of getting at, but it presented a very literal presentation of this guy's idea about a simulacrum, a literal computer simulation. But the fact is, when we walk outside, and we, in this world we live in, it is like a simulacrum because it's all based on these human ideas that really have no basis in reality.
When you start reading a bit in psychology, right? In biology, right? I don't see the same colors you do. We don't taste the same thing. We all technically have a similar, like most people will taste that way. Most people will see that color that way. But most of the time, your friend that's next to you, that blue is not the same type of blue he's seeing, but you've all agreed that by judging it, that's the blue, right?
Yes.
So it's getting to that point. I don't know if you understand what I mean, that people are...
I absolutely know what you mean.
They have trouble connecting to the actual real world. That it's like anything you look at something throughout the world. I'll give you all the information on of the last 20 years of history. I do the same thing, watch the same thing, and let's take Soul in the chat. He does the same thing. We might not come out with the same vision of the world at the end of it, right?
No, the odds of that are very unlikely.
Where we reach understanding and where people get kind of like bases down, it's when we discuss it. Like if you on your side watch this shit, you have your own idea and you'll grow on it. But if you sit down with me, Soul, and we start discussing how I came out with it, how my opinion of it, what's your idea out of it, then we'll come to a consensus. That's how we analyze things. That's why I say that the biggest problem right now is discuss. People don't want to discuss shit. Conversation. They're trying to take that away. Period.
Right.
Because they want you to believe what they're this narration. Because they don't want you discussing it and realizing how stupid it is.
Correct. Gargoyle.
Hey,
what's up, man? How you doing?
you know what I figured. What could solve all your problems?
I don't know. What problems are you referring to?
Back in Tales from the Natverse. It will end racism. It will end segregation. It will end tensions.
That's a fact.
It will end all your depression.
Yes.
Yep.
It will even make you immune to COVID-19.
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
of course it will. That goes without saying, I thought.
If you back Tales from the Natverse, and do you got an original sketch in that, or are you sending out sketch cards again?
Right now, I'm thinking of doing a sketch card thing, but I may not be doing to everybody. 186 was something, but I do have a sketch cover on that one, and I do have a head sketch tier.
Ooh,
nice.
I like a sketch cover.
And if you get the sketch cover, it comes with the sexy print tier and everything.
And you're pretty much guaranteed that your sketch will be drawn by a shirtless Sim. I mean, the odds of it happening are pretty high.
Yeah, the odds are pretty high. And one thing's for sure is, somebody's like, which one's better, the head sketch or the sketch cover? The sketch cover. It's not a head sketch. Of course. It's not a head sketch.
It's more intricate. Okay.
And if you want
cover.
Yeah, and if you want the original cover of it, right? You can have I put an add-on, and it's only an extra $5 for shipping.
Very nice.
So you can buy the sketch cover if you want, and put yourself like an extra copy of the original cover, and it's only an extra $5 shipping.
Anyway, Tales from the Natverse is the cure to everything that's going on. What you guys were just talking about. The cure.
No, it connects. It absolutely connects. And see, if you
want to escape from the real world that's driving you mad, welcome to the Natverse.
If you were in control of the mechanisms that delivered information to the masses, you could absolutely project that as being real, as being true, and more than likely a lot of people would accept it, and they would buy Tales from the Natverse for their immunity. I mean, this is what I'm talking about is, take all of this shit with a grain of salt. Everything that's going on, it's not really founded on much.
And all you girls stuck with a soy boy, buy Tales from Natverse for your man. It will give him testosterone back.
You see what we've done now, Gargoyle. You've given Sim a whole new path of marketing ability. He's not going to let go of this, man. He's like a dog with a bone at this point. He's not letting go of that shit.
That's the point. Come in here, try to put the sales in.
That's right.
I'm trying to be a good mod. You got 5 fucking mods in here.
You
Come
want
on,
to put hair
guys.
on your boy's
Come
chest? Getting that
People are
tail
dropping
from
links.
that.
I appreciate that. Smiling
Oh,
Bandito, I wish you'd
shit.
just get in here. I know you'd have a lot to say on this topic. You're probably
All right.
busy. You're probably at work or something. But goddamn, what's more important, the stream or your fucking job? I mean, you gotta have priorities, man.
Yeah, says the guy that's gonna stop streaming in like 30 minutes because of his job.
Not today, man. I'm an open book today. I've got all day long. I've got breathing room for once. Yeah, it feels good.
It's your day off?
Kind of. You know, I don't really work in days off and shit. It's like I have deadlines, and when all the work is done, I take like 4 or 5 days off typically.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just everything I do seems it all falls on basically the same day. So it gets really insane for like 2.5, 3 weeks. I'm just work. But when it's done, I get to have this little open time, which it's nice. It's pretty cool.
So did you know Gillette came out with this $300 razor?
What?
Yeah, it's a $300. I put it on my Instagram. If you look on it, it's a heated razor, and you can literally get a $25 plan for it.
What? Why?
I'm
what is
serious.
$300 razor?
Look up Gillette heated razor.
Okay.
I saw this, and I'm like,
And what?
are these people insane? They ridiculed all the males, and here they are going, hey, we got this nice $300 razor for you.
You are echoing a bit. I don't know what that's. You've never echoed before. as far as I
Let me
know.
try resetting my shit.
No, I think it's reverting from me because my mic is very loud. I think that's what it is. Try it again. I'm gonna mute myself.
Hello?
Hello. No, you sound good now. You're good.
Okay.
Try again.
Yep.
See?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every time he talks, it's coming out from my sound. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
tweak
I
something.
see.
He's got a better sound system than me.
Oh shit. Yeah, man. It's just the simulation shit is getting out of control. People are way too invested in false realities, in my opinion, right now. They're way invested into it. I wanted to show this clip real quick from Crowder because it plays right into what we're talking about here.
100%.
Tomato, all natural, walking human pincushion. The choice is
There you
yours.
go, yeah,
An update on the COVID. Does anyone have know the number now? Before we get into the murders, I just wanted to brush on this. Does anyone know the number of what percentage of COVID deaths, according to the CDC, what percentage of COVID deaths were exclusively COVID?
Like 50, 100,
You would think.
70,
Yeah,
75.
2,000.
No more than 25.
No more than 25%?
Right.
6%.
No, 25.
6%.
That's a single digit
6%.
right there.
Now we'll get into. I know because you can't just say, well, then everything else. None of them are legitimate COVID deaths because
Right.
sometimes, like with the flu, it's flu and pneumonia. However, do you know what the average amount of comorbidities or serious underlying conditions were for the remaining 94%?
Give it to us.
2.6.
Oh,
Over two,
wow.
almost 3 diseases. Where are you finding these people from a nuclear pond?
So, I mean, you want to talk about a simulation, a false reality. Less than 6% of the total number of COVID deaths in this country, in the U.S., are actually only attributable to COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically saying COVID does not kill people.
No, it's having pollen breeding, killing people.
Doesn't fucking kill you, okay? It seems almost like the normal, the flu, all the flus that came before it were equally, or if not more so, deadly than this. So
Well,
it's all bullshit. I also saw something from the CDC the other day where like, oh, by the way, getting COVID from like touching the surface of things, that was a big misfire. It really isn't a thing.
yeah, it's all bullshit. They have double standards. Like
That
the
bad.
protesting. Protesting's perfectly fine. That has nothing to do with COVID. Okay.
So what, at what point are people gonna say, look, I can't trust, obviously this mainstream information is not to be trusted, because every single time later down the road it comes out, oh, by the way, we fucked that up, and it served our purposes at the time, but now we don't want you to be horrified to go outside your house. We'd like things to start getting back to normal, so we're just gonna start walking it back. Whoop. Sorry, all that information we gave you that freaked you out and made you change your lives, it was all bullshit.
Yeah. Like the famous Pink Rabbit says, follow the money. The money will tell you.
I'm sorry. It all sounds like the entire idea was to destroy the small businesses and everything, and just give everything to the big corp.
There were so many things that came about with the local businesses.
And out of nowhere you have out of nowhere you have the fucking sorry, I'm using hair quotes and I know you're not seeing me. Leftists, right? Advocating for corporation control and governmental control. You're like, what? That okay? Makes no sense.
Well,
Bandito in the house.
Holy moly, that was quick. I just got in here.
Yeah. That's how we do it here.
That's how we do it here. Hail and well met.
Hail. That's exactly what these artists are doing. They're trying to burn the bridge for everybody new to come in to make them kind of the think they have the hierarchy over everybody or some shit.
It's like I was saying on another stream. It's like the entire idea behind capitalism is the fact that you can have it's technically based on equal opportunity, not equal outcome, meaning everybody has the chance to make it. Then you have the certain people that will make it at the top wealth, and they can stay there for a certain time, but it's supposed to be a self-regulating type of system where you get to a plateau eventually. You get rich, yeah, you're there, you're done. Somebody else is going to come in eventually and be the next hot thing. Right? It's supposed to be a regulating thing. It was one of the principles why the public domain was working such a way that after a few times, if you were not keeping going, people could use it. Right? It was a self-regulating system. But Disney and all those big corporations have changed all those rules that was making that system self-regulating. If you look at what happened with YouTube, you had a lot of people becoming streamers on YouTube, making the freaking bucks, becoming millionaires, becoming more popular than actually Hollywood stars. Boom. Everything got hit. The corporations started taking away their money for advertisement. Everybody started hitting. Then the stars started coming on YouTube, trying to kill YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that capitalism, though?
It's the idea of like the capitalism is supposed to be self-regulating. Now there's people trying to change rules, like stretching the public domain thing, stretching all the copyrights, doing that, preventing other people preventing other people to have the chance to come and succeed, so they can protect their asset and stay on top. Usually it's supposed to be a self-regulating thing. You're on top until you plateau, you've done your thing.
But nobody is going to sit by and watch themselves tumble from being on top. They're going to try and subvert those types of things. And that is the dark side of capitalism. I mean, that is capitalism. Yep. So like this, I mean, everything, I mean, that's how monopolies are established. And that's how, that's the reason capitalism does need some regulation. I mean, that is the place where government is supposed to step.
It's like saying like what I said before. It's like right now we just need like capitalism 2.0.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
We just need a little we need a little revamp. We tried this, then this didn't work, this worked. Let's try this for for another maybe 3 to 5 years.
Let's adjust the simulation so it works a little more smoothly. And it all is a simulation, guys, because these are all just human ideas and systems layered upon each other that create what we engage as reality, but it really isn't reality. I mean, it's not baseline reality.
It is reality, but reality can have different ways of being interacted with. So, I mean, it is reality because, I mean, this is what the consequences are. So if the consequences are there, it becomes a real thing, right? It's like Twitter isn't reality. It's not real life. And yet Twitter can still have real world consequences.
It has real consequences.
So it becomes a reality.
It's because people engage it as a form of reality or a replacement for reality that it has the power to actually have consequences.
Exactly.
So there's a belief requirement here. You know, it's
you do have to buy into the system. Yeah.
You do. You have to participate. You have to buy it. You have to accept it as.
And you look at people who get off the grid. Yeah, you look at people who get off the grid and they disconnect from as much government control as they can, and they're out in the wilderness with their bush babies and nothing but the leaves covering their back, and they say that they're happy. But I mean, my reality would not, I wouldn't be happy being out there in the same situation. So, sure. I mean, reality is based upon how you want to interact with it.
Yeah, I think that is a big part of it. And it's not to say you can't, just because you recognize that, let's say, you've got rioters in Wisconsin or something, and it's like, well, all of this behavior is based on a it's just false information or whatever's motivating it. It doesn't, it's still happening. It's real in that sense. It's very complicated, but I do think that the book that this guy wrote, Baudrillard, Simulacra and Simulation, I think it's so relevant to what's going on today. And I do think we would benefit greatly from stepping back from the kind of simulated reality of all these ideas and like trying to reconnect a little bit with what is actually real out there.
Well, I think what we need to do is be a bit more charitable towards others when they're trying to establish themselves. You don't necessarily have to buy into the reality. Not everybody's truth is a valid thing. But we become so jaded towards anybody who tries to show something different, who tries to say, this is how I'm trying to just figure myself out. And we're creatures of mistakes, really. We make mistakes until we get it right.
But it's not that we're creatures of mistakes. It's the principle of learning, how people learn.
That's exactly what I'm referencing. So,
yeah, it's if you don't do mistakes, you're not learning nothing.
Exactly.
Wait, this is no longer the Mandela effect anymore.
Or it's just one massive
Sinbad was Shazam.
But see, that the Mandela effect is kind of a great example, because there's a cross section of people out there who absolutely adamantly believe that Mandela effect is a real thing.
Did you read about the theory about the fact that in the 2000 the world actually ended, and right. The entire Mandela effect is a response to that exactly thing, where the rest of us that survive, the dispersed energy got merged into another dimension. So we're technically merging that dimension into a new one, and that's why a whole bunch of shit a whole bunch of people don't remember the same thing.
Oh man, whatever keeps this boat floating, we just gotta go with it.
Whatever keeps it floating. I mean, yeah, man, I don't know. I really hope that, and I have seen evidence, even, people in my life or my lady's life that are just, they believe if it's on the news, it's absolute fact or reality. And I do think that some of what's gone on recently in 2020 is kind of, even for those people, they're kind of like, whoa, wait a second, maybe everything presented to me here shouldn't be taken as absolute. Maybe there's a little bit of shenanigans going on here, and that's valuable to me. I really want people to be able to say, like, okay, take it with a grain of salt. Not everything that a so-called trusted institution presents is going to be reliable, and it's funny to me, because you take like an auto mechanic. Everybody is willing to accept that an auto mechanic might not be completely trustworthy, because they might be trying to get you to do things that you don't even need to do to get your car running correctly. But we have to understand that when the stakes are bigger, when it's a much bigger platform with these institutions and science and whatever, the same rules apply, man. People can be corrupted, and motivations exist. It's a conflict of interest in a lot of ways.
This is the other thing too, is that we don't realize that everybody is walking around with their interpretive viewpoint of what they think is valuable. So,
Right.
you know, if they believe in something very idealistic and that it's all about the greater good and all those types of things, I mean, fantastic, you know, they might do some great things for our world. But if you're Thomas Edison, and it turns out that maybe all of your ideas were stolen because you just wanted to be profitable and make money, then, you know, you're I mean, we just have to kind of go on faith that they are doing good things for us. Even though it's like, okay, we have electricity, we have all these, you know, wonderful inventions in our house, but it turns out it wasn't the best way to establish, you know, the combustion engine wasn't the best way to establish electricity on this planet.
Right.
It's an interpretive viewpoint, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the best thing, and maybe it wasn't. But he certainly had an agenda,
Absolutely.
and it wasn't because he wanted Smiling Bandito to be able to keep his food cold, you know, in the fridge. It wasn't because he wanted, you know, any of us to be able to read our books at our comic books.
So he wanted to ensure that this, what was certainly and what people on the cutting edge at the time recognized was going to be this insane resource that everybody consumed. They wanted to make sure that it was controllable and profitable
for life.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than give it away for free. Like that's the motivation, and of course, who's going to win that fight? The guy who can guarantee profit forever.
I mean, Rod, how many electric companies do you have in your city?
One.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
They don't have options for electric companies. Why?
Exactly.
Because they forced it on their corporate greed to make sure that they would not have competitions. Even a lot of cities in the United States only have one garbage company. Why?
Yep.
Because they're trying to make sure that they're only going to have, and those people make bank. The garbage men here make $60 an hour. They make more than fucking teachers, and the teachers try to make fun of them. I had a friend of mine who was a garbage man, and his son's teacher made fun of him right in front of him in the classroom, and the kid's like, "That's my dad, and he makes more money than you."
He's gonna be able to pay for my college. You're fucking, yeah,
You
exactly.
fucking dumb bitch.
Yeah. Well, and you look at how these companies, even if there is a choice. So like you look in Canada with our cell phone companies, and we're just being raked across the coals because they all work together. And we have like 4 major options, I guess. But they work all together, and they actually bank on us changing services, because every time we change services, we have all new fees for everything. And they want us to jump between each other so that we are basically just buying ourselves out of our own independence, right?
And the contracts you're getting into is the same contract with the same company.
Exactly, and it's the same because they've all colluded with each other to say, okay, we'll just continue to offer the same thing. We'll just word it a little differently, and but they continue to like no one gives a genuinely good lower price. So,
oh hell no,
no, like they aren't competing with each other. It's a monopoly even amongst competitors.
Oh, it's so bad. The PG&E is the only option here for electricity, and this company was, recently found guilty of basically burning down an entire town, starting a fire that caused radical amounts of damage, killed a bunch of people, over 80 people. And so what are they allowed to do, this company? They're allowed to raise our rates superficially, not based on the value of the product we're buying, raise our rates to pay for this. And I'm like, how is this Can you imagine some other business trying to get away with this? Like you go into a sandwich shop and the sandwich is normally $5, and they're like, "Well, we recently had a lawsuit, so now we're charging 15 for the sandwich." Do you think you'd buy that fucking sandwich? No, you'd go to the next fucking sandwich shop. But PG&E is allowed. We have no choice in the matter, mind you. No option. They're offsetting their legal liability by, and somehow this is allowed. This is legal.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
My electric company policy: if you miss your payment, they shut your electricity off, and you have to pay a $300 reinstatement fee to get it on. That's a mafia bullshit, right
Jesus, there. Man. That is so, and they know that the very people that would get in that situation probably are struggling already.
Mm-hmm.
Always, yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Well, and that's the whole thing too. Like the idea of raising, and we even admitted ourselves, the idea of raising everybody up to a higher income bracket or something like that, we feel will undermine the economy. Like if we just took all the homeless people and said, okay, now you're all, mid-level income.
Yeah.
It would destroy the economy that we have, because where does that money come from? And so the idea of keeping people down, I mean, debt being the new slavery is, I think, a very real concept. At least it's my interpretive view of our economy.
I agree.
Look at this graph.
Yeah.
Look at this graph, man. It's got a bunch of info on it, and you should believe it because somebody.
I lived an hour and a half away from that guy my entire life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he lived in this little rinky-dinky town in middle Alberta here.
Nice.
I've worked as a stagehand for like 6 years, and I've worked over 100 hours. And I've learned lately, and I've made $20 an hour. Good money. But the bad part is the government would take all my fucking money. So what was the point of working over 40 hours a week?
Yeah, exactly.
I should have just said, fuck you guys. They didn't give me health insurance or anything.
No. Right.
And the stagehand business, you guys ever worked in entertainment and stuff?
Yeah, I did a little bit of that myself here as well for about 3 years.
Business.
Yeah. Got to meet Bob Dylan and set up a bunch of stuff for Cirque du Soleil. And I mean, I don't know, every single act that comes through, they all have their own little thing that seems different. And tons of Australians.
Yeah, I knew a guy
the roadies.
who was a Wheel of Death performer off of Cirque du Soleil.
Oh yeah.
He was a what's the Venezuelan guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. He was showing me all the fucking tapes of all the practice and shit like that. He knew a lot about the shows and shit like that. And then what else? Nothing really. Just worked tours. Jay-Z did a lot of TV broadcasts. The Latin Grammys, the Billboard Awards, CES every year.
Yeah.
Saw the first Intel show where, that one year where they had all the drones fly outside of the Bellagio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Was setting that up when they were fucking practicing that in the fucking park theater. Fucking sounded like a whole bunch of fucking wasps fucking about to attack us. Freaked us the fuck out. What else? Oh yeah. As dark as I don't really want to talk about that one. But yeah.
I'm so glad you brought it up to not talk about it.
Oh, set up for a lot of Mexican Independence Day every year. Mexicans love to party.
Yep.
Fact.
Yep, it is.
Well, that's your interpretive view. But.
Yeah, right. So I'm sure many of you have seen this. I think Yellow Flash reposted this, but Cartoon Network has solved the whole. Guys, it's all over. Racism is done. It's all fucking over. Speaking of the simulacrum, this is a perfect example. So
Yeah,
let's see what reality has to offer us today.
But I haven't seen this.
There's been a lot of talk about race lately. I don't see color. Racism isn't real
He
anymore.
must be blind.
All lives matter. These words are actually harmful and steer away from the bigger issue. Racism still exists. Discrimination toward people of color still exists.
Have you actually done it? Have you been able to overcome hatred?
It's up to all of us to recognize that and
You talking
take
about
action.
cartoon?
The
People of color?
decisions you make and the actions that follow are a reflection of who you are.
If you're thinking, maybe, but not me, you've got some truth to uncover.
But if you open your eyes and let go of the hate, you will see the truth.
If you're thinking, this isn't why I watched Toonami, think again. Think about how you can fight against injustice.
All of us together, standing and fighting as one.
Think about how you can be a part of an honest conversation about racism. Because Black Lives Matter and will always matter.
I suddenly need to go do a Naruto run into the riots.
Yeah, dude, I love the arms back running. It's fucking the best thing ever, dude.
All rioters are
you know,
now required to do Naruto runs.
Is it me? But all the anime samples that were there, they were all white.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's been pointed
the first
out.
thing I noticed is
me.
like, yeah,
It's been pointed out.
But they were colored. I mean, people literally had to color them, so they're people of color.
Yeah.
And
No,
did
that's
he
valid.
just say you're racist if you watch Toonami?
Yeah, or you weren't watching. Yeah.
Flirted with that. If you thought you were watching this for any other reason than to find out you're a racist, guess again.
You're racist.
Fucking, what is going on? This is what I'm saying. Like, this is all simulacrum shit. This is false reality being pumped into your brain, and what's worrisome is being pumped into very young people's brains, and it's very destructive.
It's just division and segregation. They're just trying to divide the fact that people were just getting together, dude.
Yeah.
The doors were open. People were interacting. Everybody was aligning. Everybody was getting to,
Absolutely.
You could say
We were so past all this. It was insane. And everyone keeps saying, if someone says, "Oh, I'm not racist," it's like, "Oh, you don't know how racist you are." It's like, no, like there isn't any profit in being racist. There isn't anything that I benefit from. There isn't any way for me to create a better world for myself if I'm racist, or if I pass on some sort of racist trait to my kids. There's literally no reason to be racist. But now we're creating reasons. Like, I was at the store.
Aren't.
Yeah. Well,
the simulacrum is creating reasons, and people are buying it. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. Disengage from the simulation a little bit, people. Like, I'm not saying don't. There, like we've explored with Twitter, no matter how false something might be, it can have actual repercussions in reality. I'm not saying don't respect that fact, but Jesus, man, disengage from the simulation now and then and understand. Like, go walk down your street and talk to some people. The shit isn't what they're presenting, man. It's not reality at all.
And we are creating a new reality because, I don't know, did you guys see the video where, I'm trying to think of who posted it. Oh, it was Krusty Jockstrap. Had posted the video of this white guy, Krusty Jockstrap.
Krusty Jockstrap. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm unfamiliar. I mean, maybe
his Twitter. What, you don't know Krusty Jockstrap?
I mean, I have a Krusty Jockstrap, but I was not familiar it was somebody creating content.
He posted
now
this.
You know how I felt with Finatra.
He
Trump
posted a video.
Syndrome.
Yeah, there you go. So this guy was walking down the street, and this black kid ran up behind him and cranked him on the back of the head with a brick.
Oh yeah,
saw
that video.
Right, and it's like, prior to that video, I never would have thought twice about passing somebody on the street and wondering if they're just going about their business. But now it's like, I'm going to be looking at people's hands. as they're passing by. And it was just like, okay, why does that guy have a brick in his hand? And now I'm going to be watching, you know, as they go past me. And, you know, we are creating reasons for racism now. And like, I have so many people that work with me, that are employed by me, who are clients of mine, who are, that come from East India and from Africa and all these different places all over the world, who have never given me any reason whatsoever to consider racism. But now we have this culture that has filtered up like sewage from the grates in order to change how we are thinking about each other. And that's like, I've had my own business for years, and probably 60% of the people who work with me and work for me are first year immigrants. It's not where their parents have come over, it's where they have come over. And this is they're from, not first year, sorry, first generation immigrants to Canada. And so, I mean, like, these aren't, you know, typically white people. Never had any reason, never had any problem, never had any belief or reason to believe in something racist about them.
Well,
that's all changing.
If you go to California, it's quite a mixing pot. You know, believe it or not, LA is very, very Middle Eastern. A lot of Armenians, a lot of tight-knit Middle Easterns. If you go to Irvine today, you won't see a single white person. You'll see Middle Eastern.
Can't go out
everywhere.
Yeah, they can't go out in those communities now, right? It's like you don't know if someone just needs a new TikTok video.
Yeah. Well, my neighborhood is more Asian than I think. So, you know,
so
I'm the minority in my block.
Yeah, well, they've declared that Asians are just white people now.
Yep.
It's all good.
Oh, never mind.
The
Never mind.
Japanese, not Asian, Japanese.
Well, but because of all the plastic surgery and stuff that they're doing in China and South Korea, they're saying that they're trying to be more white as well. Not the Chinese or the South Koreans, but people looking at it.
Like, where do we group these people? Wow, just make them white. We need more people. We need more people to hate. Like, come on, we got to have more. Yeah.
That's when you notice that it's about special treatment. It's not about equality. It's not about nothing. It's about people wanting special treatment.
Yeah,
they want to create interpretive views.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, in this time where we're all kind of restricted and we are living our lives more through screens and these kinds of you know, let's try to remember, folks, that there is actual reality happening out there, and it really doesn't have much to do with what the media presents.
Sounds like you
very
got
little
landscaping.
impact. Yeah, I do.
And be
They're right outside.
Hey,
Every Monday there's a threat. Hex Allen, how you doing?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good.
Have you been on before?
No.
Nice,
You're
dude.
mad?
This is a great moment.
You feel better if you
after I saw that
night verse.
Oh yeah, I got it. Get it. I think I was back
welcome
in
to the show, man. I'm really happy to have you here. You've been you're in the chat a lot. I really appreciate it.
Hex Allen also has his own YouTube channel.
Yep.
Yes.
I was there yesterday with him.
Yeah, I was in the chat, but you guys were just ignoring me. So.
Oh
No.
I had my eyes
ignoring you.
I was staring at Sim.
I can understand.
Yeah.
You guys are sharing your photoshops.
Yeah.
Well,
did
you have anything just pressing you wanted to get off your chest, Hex Allen, on this topic?
He's mad.
Yeah, fuck Toonami. What the hell is that?
Yeah,
what is that shit, dude? Oh,
I don't even watch Toonami, so I guess I'm not racist. So.
You watch Toonami because you're racist.
Yeah, obviously.
I guess it was cool back in I don't know what, 20 years ago. I don't know. It's bullshit, man. And
everything was cool 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Everything was cool in February.
I wasn't cool 20 years ago.
I was definitely cool 20 years ago. But you know, shit fades. Things happen. Reality shifts.
Yeah, you know, there's
now I'm super cool.
There's the racist people, of course. They're individual racists, but to say that this whole thing of like the systematic racism is everywhere, all of a sudden in March, what the
absolute nonsense, man. I mean, I've been walking around my like community and like everybody's super friendly, everybody engages everybody. There's not a hint of anything going on. In reality, I'm talking about walking the streets, dealing with day-to-day people. It's all fucking awesome. And then you fucking go to the screen and start looking at this shit that they're presenting, and you're like, wait a second, but these two things don't fucking connect. One of them is false.
There's something wrong with you.
And this is the whole point, I guess, of the show is like, people just disengage from, they're feeding you bullshit. When it comes to COVID, they've been feeding you bullshit. This is coming to light now as they start to admit, well, it's really not very deadly. And also you can't get it from touching shit. And, you know, on and on. It doesn't matter. It's all fucking, it's just politicized. It has motivations. We don't have to engage this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No. And we can always... that's the other thing about being charitable. We need to be charitable towards each other, but we also need to be charitable towards ourselves, because sometimes we latch on to these views and we just can't let them go. It's like Sim with you know, his his marketing of the Natverse. I mean, he just won't let it go.
And you can't let go of the meta barons either.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know, it's a special thing that will change your life and make it better.
Yeah, that's
Gargoyle has shown the path, the way to promote Natverse henceforth is to
reading Natverse immunes you from the COVID. It's your boost of testosterone giving you the immune system to fight back.
Also, waking up in the morning makes you immune to COVID. Congratulations, you're a human being, and you're not going to die. Fuck off.
I didn't get the COVID, and you know, I drink water every day.
Water, automatic immunity, clearly.
Yeah. Straight from the tap.
Holy shit! Well, tap water probably can kill. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think we need to be charitable towards ourselves and allow our opinions to kind of shift and alter a little bit more fluidly. Just because, I mean, like when I heard about everything concerning COVID way back in last November, when it was just starting to get rumblings and that doctor was suspended from his practice and arrested by the Chinese military. I was just like, maybe this is a serious thing. And, you know, as more and more information came out and as it was spreading, I was just like, this is important to take seriously. But, you know, the pendulum swung so far the other way. It was like, I can't keep being on board with this. I can't continue to try and support everyone freaking out about it and that type of stuff. You know, you got to pull back eventually, and you have to allow for your interpretive views to kind of shift with the information that comes in. But we can't be charitable towards ourselves, because then it's like, if I was wrong about this, that means I'm worthless. I how will I ever find any compassion in the world again towards me?
How dare you express yourself?
I know, right?
Inksbox is our canary. He hasn't died yet. Then we know he hasn't caught coronavirus.
It's possible that all we need really is a little more of this.
Wow.
That's a great idea.
A few more bong rips can't hurt.
What? Girls do.
What? Correct answer.
What you talking about?
Oh, Jesus.
I thought my whole system's just shut down on me. What do you do?
Oh my god.
I was supposed to use that for the Pictionary contest, but I forgot all about it. And when you guys fucking failed, I had something I wanted to play too.
Yeah.
But
I thought I was taking I thought I was taking a sexual harassment course at work.
Ooh, that's crazy. That is the correct answer. You are next.
What are we doing right now?
So
What's
did
going
you
on?
see Disney was at it again with Stan Lee? They
what
had
the
him
hell?
post something on Instagram. Stan Lee gave his condolences to Chadwick Boseman.
What? Hold on, say that
Yeah.
again.
From hell.
Stan Lee gave his condolences to Chadwick Boseman. What's his name? The guy who played his.
Oh well, of course he did. Yeah,
Black
I mean
Panther.
he was resuscitated briefly just to deliver the message.
He's
obviously.
literally becoming like that dead donkey. You know, they just won't stop kicking him, and it's just like let these guys go. I mean, you know, there's more heroes in the world.
No, that's the thing. Stan Lee is now he's an idea. Now. He's an idea that can be leveraged for any purpose.
Hey guys, can I take a moment to elevate your day and to prove to you how Nadverse can really make your day better?
Oh dear God, Gargoyle! I
Just
blame
one
you for
second.
this.
Let's take this moment.
I blame you
Right
for
now,
this.
Tesla tells me Nadverse is at 67% with 2024 USD, so we're less than $1,000 from being funded.
Oh my goodness!
Nice. Thank you
Why,
for
why,
that.
why, 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 why? Why?
Did you go Google people asking why?
That's like an old school. I think it was Vine, right? Vine was the thing before TikTok, and it got. I don't know why Vine got killed, slaughtered on the Vine, as it were. But yeah, TikTok now in the chopping block. There's a lot of good shit out there, though. Vines were fun.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't dance.
There's a lot of good stuff to find. But nothing's better than that.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony!
I forgot that one. Fuck you, Tony! God damn it, man.
Animals yelling at each other, it always makes for great memes.
It's the best. Well, man, I don't know. I thought this was going to be a hopping, jumping, philosophical conversation, and it was good. Wasn't I was
You know what
hoping for
is
a bit more.
philosophical conversation? Tales from the Napverse.
That's right. God damn, you're good, Gargoyle. Gee,
what do you
Sim,
think's gonna
hire
change-
this guy. Hire this fucking guy.
I just thought exactly the same thing. I think I'm gonna have to talk with Gargo. Damn.
Well then, maybe as closing statements, what do you think is going to change it around? What do you think is going to make it so that these interpretive viewpoints actually, like, when do we get to a point where we can actually talk about this stuff again?
What do you mean interpretive viewpoints?
I think we just need to freaking just talk about it and not be scared. That's what we need. Because right now it's like like they say, it's the smallest group being the loudest, right? And trying to create as much noise and trouble while we're trying to be respectful, trying to be, practicing what we preach. But we also have to not be afraid and just express ourselves. Like, not go belligerent, but, express yourself. We don't agree with this. You go on this berg wall. Bye-bye. Like, cool guy, don't look at explosions. You say your piece and you go, bye, I'm done, bye.
Yeah.
Be the bigger
That
man
is
in that
important.
conversation.
It's
Let them
important.
spurg out. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, all I was going to say was no problem with YouTube censoring us. We had the Last of Us controversy because nobody would ever, your stream was shut if you even said the game.
Right. Yeah.
And when coronavirus first came out, even if you said coronavirus, coronavirus sucks, it fucked up my life. Boom.
Done.
You're gone.
Killed. Yeah.
Well, and Trump made it illegal for them for YouTube to take down streams and that kind of stuff for that type of those types of statements
I
because
guess.
of that, right?
I guess I'm not sure. That's
he definitely took steps. Yeah.
He probably tried suing them.
No, he created a law. He created a new law that YouTube channels or like social media was not allowed to. I don't know. I can't quite remember exactly what the law is. I'd have to look it up. But he did make a law based around that type of those types of problems. Yeah.
He did try. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if it went
passed.
through. But he definitely did try to limit. Well, it was trying to make these sites, platforms, liable. If they were going to be biased one way or another, they would lose all the benefits of being an unbiased platform, which was very smart. And I don't know. Ultimately, I'm not sure. I need to check in with that again because it wasn't.
Yeah, that's what it was. If they were going to call themselves unbiased platform, then they weren't allowed to.
Correct.
To
and if
censor.
they did, then they were then considered a publisher, which would make them liable for everything anybody said.
Yeah.
Which obviously these sites cannot do. That would be suicide. So I don't know where that's at. I need to check in with it. It was a good move. For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that one. That's news to me. So.
Yeah, that was about 2 months ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
Or 3 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very cool move.
So what I was getting at with that question is, this has set us back at least to the 60s as far as racism and everything goes. So now are we going to be waiting another 80 years?
Oh, no. This will be over next year.
No, things are so compressed in terms of time and how fast things happen now. It's insane. My big hope from this, my big thing that I want people to take away from all this shit is like, stop putting absolute faith and trust into these institutions and media outlets. If a higher percentage of people, because of this, step away and go like, man, maybe I shouldn't just automatically believe everything that somebody says, even if they're wearing a white coat. Maybe they might have ulterior motives, right? Maybe there's something else going on here. If more people just kind of come to that conclusion, that's a good thing. Just step away from the simulation people. It's not reality. Connect with your baseline reality and stop believing everything you fucking hear on the fucking news.
I just wonder how all of these bitches are going to go back to their local store and buy bread after they had tried to burn it down the week prior. Eventually these people are going to have to integrate back into society. And it's like, yeah, last week I wanted to burn every shop down, and but this week I need milk. So
yeah.
Well, that's exactly what they're thinking right now. The first thing about the Antanima Zone was upset is one, when they ran out of food and electricity. It was like, what happened to the electricity? Where's the food? Where's the water?
And then they were trying to grow it out in the baseball diamond.
Yep. And then another thing they got upset about is gang members were starting to get shot and stuff like that. And they were bleeding to death, dying right there a block away from cops. And they're like, why didn't the police come in and save me?
Yeah. Ain't that a thing?
Yeah, exactly, Passion, man. At any given time throughout all of this, there was a time when scientists were like, let it gas. Primo. Cigarettes, totally good for they were like, it's soothing to the throat to smoke a cigarette. Obviously. Like, these were doctors, right? White coats. People are given money and they say things, people. Fucking wake up. It doesn't just have to be like auto mechanics and shit. It goes as high up as respected institutions. And just fucking
agendas.
Be aware of it. I'm not saying don't believe anything you hear. I'm just saying don't automatically believe it. Jesus Christ.
It's been proven by pharmaceutical companies paying doctors who give recommendations to their patients of medications that they don't even need. They're like, here, have this.
Oh yeah.
To get the money.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. And
There's
even if you
Stefani
end up
Renee
believing,
up in the house, Bancroft is here, Lord Finatra even. The man
Hail.
in question.
the man in question.
Oh yeah, I saw the man bun.
Anyway, sorry about that.
We need to start the conversation all over again with all the new people that are.
I know,
showing up.
Jesus. Well, that's the way it goes. Rewatch it,
goes.
motherfuckers.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Because we're at that point where I want to ask.
Uh-oh.
Sim, is there anything you'd like to shout out? I almost don't even feel like I should give you this opportunity.
Yeah, so go buy my book, Tales from an Adverse. And if you miss Bloodhunt, well, you poor sap, you get a second chance.
Too bad.
What benefits do I receive from backing the Netverse?
You will be immune to COVID. And the more you read it, you will forget about all this fucking nonsense going around. And enjoy those maybe like, I don't know, half an hour. And you want to read it so you can escape it again and again and again. So go back it once, twice, 3 times. Somebody just asked me like to add an add-on for the Blood Hunt there. So I counted my books and I could add an extra 50. So I just added like an add-on for 50. I'm just gonna cut the other tier earlier when I reach 50, so I can split the 100 in 2. Everything. So people can add them on, and you can have this. When you buy the sketch cover, you get the sexy prints with it too, and you can also add yourself an extra copy of the regular cover for $5 more shipping, and that's it.
Ooh,
$5.
$5.
Make you holler.
And I'll let you know that sketch cover ain't gonna be a head sketch.
It ain't gonna be a head sketch. No,
sweet.
Of course not.
Sweet.
It's gonna be much better than that. Is it gonna be?
Get to Del Taco. They got a new thing called free Shavakadu.
Are you offering free Shavakadu with your campaign? That's what I want to know.
I need me some free Shavakadu.
That sounds like something
Well, then,
on a Rick and
fuck
Morty
it,
episode.
I don't want that.
Yeah, but another thing I'd like to mention, when we reach 20K, there's the swimsuit special that unlocks, and I have a whole bunch of guest artists that will be joining in.
Nice.
Hail.
Including
It's all men in bathing suits, right?
Carla. No, it's a bit of everything. Beefcake and cheesecake.
Carla's turning into an amazing artist. The stuff that she's putting out, like every single week, she puts out something a little bit better.
Yeah, when she decided to actually accept the fact that she wants to do manga and does manga now.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah. I'm
She was
really
trying to
looking
do the
forward.
Western type of comic, which was like, kind of like impeding her, her style.
Mhm,
Now that she finally embraced it, going, fuck off, I'm doing full manga. I'm like, yeah, girl.
Yeah, she was almost working against herself.
Yeah.
But no, it's awesome to see. Really looking forward to what we see from her in like the next 5 years. And we'll look back and be like, I remember when she was, complaining about having to draw horses.
Gargoyle, is there anything? Wait, hold on. Are you just going to shout out Tales from the Natverse again?
No.
God damn it. Okay.
No, he's got real stuff.
No, not that. Nobody
copy
makes money off of that. Fuck
Runes
off.
of Ragnar.
Yeah, mine should be here tomorrow.
Buy a copy from. Tell them to buy a copy from you. You say you got a whole shed full of them.
I do, but they will fall apart in your hand. Like
Yeah, you didn't want to sell it to me. I had to buy it off Amazon. What a
Yeah,
friend.
this bitch won't let you fucking buy them off Amazon. And his fucking name's right next to fucking Todd McFarlane, Eric Larson.
I know, right?
even though
Yeah.
Eric
Yeah,
Larson's
yeah,
a butt
yeah.
cunt. I mean, this is an actual image publication, so he's not lying about that.
Yeah, no,
actually-
I got to, Jim Valentino, like, love him or hate him, I worked with the guy. He really helped us on it. He, I was freaking out. I was an amateur. I was really stressed about things, but he would let me like vent shit on the phone and kind of walk me through stuff. He was a good guy, man.
Hail.
There's lots of good people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good people on both sides.
Very nice.
But anyways,
Hex
you can
Allen.
get your copy of Runes of Ragnar and figure this guy out. He's not just
You
some
can't
sad
figure
drunk.
this guy out. Unfigurable. I don't think that's a word.
Unfingerable.
I don't think That's the word.
Keep your fingers to yourself.
Yeah.
I cannot be fingered, people.
Anywhere near you.
I cannot be fingered. That sphincter is way too tight for that shit. All right, Hex Allen, do you have anything you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, nice segue.
Hex Allen, on the other hand,
it's nice and loose down there.
Ooh.
No,
you would know. I think what I'd like to do is start a new hashtag. That's what I want to do.
Yes.
Build your gazebo.
Mm.
Yeah, you know how everyone's saying, build your platform, build your platform.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, personally, I think that's the way it sounds. It sounds like a lot of work, but if you build a gazebo, that's also a lot of work. But at the end of the day, you have a gazebo and not just a platform.
At least there's a defined finish line where you have something.
Yeah, I mean,
build your platform is like could be
platform.
Years of anguish, and you still don't know what you have.
And you can build a gazebo on top of a platform,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Or on top of buried bodies.
Yeah, just like in that show.
I mean, it's
all those
it's
shows.
an option.
Or you can make a gazebo out of corpses.
Oh, that was what the house Jack built, right? Something like that.
Is that what that movie was about?
Ultimately, he kind of built a house out of. Well, I don't want to give it away. It was a little. I'm not sure how to feel about that movie, honestly.
Is it a torture porn? I don't really like them torture.
No, it really wasn't like that. It really wasn't, but it was unsettling. But I love that it's actually the epilogue, the part after the movie that I thought was the best. It's worth seeing.
Michael Vinco's like Rooms of Ragnon. Is that a Viking home interior comic?
Absolutely. If you want, dude, Vikings have a great interior design sense. If you want to know how to make your room really feel welcoming, then read Runes of Ragnon. it will inform you on such topics.
Runes of On the Rag.
Yeah.
Well, when you're waiting for Tales from the Knapverse, when you back it, you can order Runes of Ragnon. You get your copy. There's Ben Templesmith covers.
And has a puppy, and I ordered mine. It's on his way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smiling Bandito, what have you got? You got some shows coming up? What's going on this week for you?
Well, I've been busy as hell over the last little while, and my artist has become busy as well with real life work, and so I am pushing things back a little bit. However, with that said, oh my goodness. With that said, I do have a project that will be coming up. Hold on one sec.
Scott Smith.
There we go. So I just put the link in the chat. My book, Black as Hell, has this sign up currently going on right now. And it will be coming out within the next 6 months for certain. Like it'll be finished within the next 6 months.
Okay.
And so the campaign will be starting up as soon as it's finished and ready to go.
What are you contributing to this project?
I'm a writer and producer. So yeah. All things Bandito. And the book is if you were to consider Peter Pan, if he had trained all the Lost Boys to be cannibals and then realized the mistake he made, and so he ran away. But Wendy won't let him go, and she wants him back.
Okay. All right. You definitely have me intrigued, man. But anything that you were going to do, I would definitely be interested in it.
Oh, thanks for saying that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you're doing cool stuff. I do want to say that tomorrow on the show, we're going to have a discussion, but also it is launch day for Only Death Can Save Us.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a big day. We're gonna throw down some serious support for him on the show tomorrow. You want to be there for that. It's going to be good. We're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of launching a crowdfunding campaign. I lifted that directly from Michael Bancroft because it was a great topic idea. And I stole it. So
was he the winner of the first winner of elevator pitch?
You know, if
Yes,
you
he
get
was.
if you get Telson and adverse and only death can save us, you're certain to be immune to corona.
You're basically 100% immune right there.
Covered from all angles.
Absolutely. Trust me, I own a white coat, and I can tell you this with certainty. Yes. Also,
and the
I want
riots
to
will not go in your neighborhood.
That's right.
Oh.
I also want to let people know about I decided it was time for writers to have a contest in ComicsGate. I've got a flash fiction contest in conjunction with Red Gaze and Sunsworn. We're doing a flash fiction contest, 250 words, genre of fantasy. The winner will receive a copy of the Sunsworn novel.
That's super cool.
Yeah, dude, this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping the writers step up.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I'm calling them out. Writers, are you going to fucking deliver? Are you going to leave me hanging? What's going to happen?
I'll scrape something together for you.
Yeah,
I'll definitely be a part of that.
Can I plug something else that's not my project before I bug?
Dude, we would absolutely love it if you plugged something that wasn't your project for a change.
For a change, like I only plug my stuff.
I'm just fucking with you.
So we got Beacon that joined the chat, and he's fulfilling right now, and people seem to be pretty happy with their book. So he still has I think over 100 copies left. So go check out his campaign, 7 Legions, and he's also one of the colorists on Telson and Adverse. So go check it out.
Yes.
You had to just get Tales in the Netverse in there somehow. Just couldn't let it go.
Oh, and again, we also have Scottman in there, so go check out Xenotype. He's also a colorist of Telson and Adverse.
I also have a...
Damn, he's good.
I also have an email sign-up list, too.
Yeah, toss it out there, Hexon.
I know you're rinsed up, man. Have you dropped links to your sign-up?
Go tell him. I think I shared his link.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And he's not working yet on Telson and Adverse.
Dude, and Solion, just thank you for dropping links throughout the whole show. I really appreciate that. Thank you to the whole chat for being here for the show. I feel like we took a running start at this one. We were kind of just jogging at first, but it got going. We had some fun. I think it was a good topic. Yeah. Looking forward to tomorrow. We're gonna really delve into the do's and don'ts of crowdfunding and Only Death Can Save Us. It's gonna be a good time, and I want to leave you on